It is very queer that the unhappiness of the world is so often brought on by small men. We are not youth any longer. We don't want to take the world by storm. We are fleeing. We fly from ourselves, from our life. We were 18 and had begun to love life and the world, and we had to shoot it to pieces. Life did not intend to make us perfect. Whoever is perfect belongs in a museum. It's only terrible to have nothing to wait for. I am young. I am 20 years old. Yet I know nothing of life but despair, death, fear, and fatuous superficiality cast over an abyss of sorrow. I see how peoples are set against one another, and in silence, unknowingly, foolishly, obediently, innocently slay one another. We are forlorn like children, and experience like old men. We are crude and sorrowful and superficial. I believe we are lost. We were all at once terribly alone, and alone we must see it through. This book is to be neither an accusation nor a confession, and least of all an adventure, for death is not an adventure to those who stand face to face with it. It will try simply to tell of a generation of men who, even though they may have escaped shells, were destroyed by the war. Strange how complicated we can make things just to avoid showing what we feel. Keep things at arm's length. If you let anything come too near, you want to hold on to it. And there is nothing a man can hold on to. Life is a disease, brother, and death begins already at birth. Every breath, every heartbeat is a moment of dying, a little shove toward the end. You may turn into an archangel, a fool, or a criminal. No one will see it. But when a button is missing, everyone sees that. We have so much to say, and we shall never say it. I wandered through the streets thinking of all the things I might have said and might have done had I been other than I was. That is the remarkable thing about drinking. It brings people together so quickly, but between night and morning it sets an interval again of years. We are little flames poorly sheltered by frail walls against the storm of dissolution and madness, in which we flicker and sometimes almost go out creeping upon ourselves, and with big eyes stare into the night, and thus we wait for morning. Why does a man live? In order to think about it. We came to realize first with astonishment, then bitterness, and finally with indifference that intellect apparently wasn't the most important thing, and not ideas, but the system. Not freedom, but drill. We had joined up with enthusiasm and with goodwill, but they did everything to knock that out of us. To forget is the secret of eternal youth. One grows old only through memory. There's much too little forgetting. We were 18 and had begun to love life and the world, and we had to shoot it to pieces. The first bomb, the first explosion, burst in our hearts. We are cut off from activity, from striving, from progress. We believe in such things no longer. We believe in the war. Why do they never tell us that you are poor devils like us? That your mothers are just as anxious as ours, and that we have the same fear of death, and the same dying, and the same agony? Forgive me, comrade. How could you be my enemy? Sometimes I used to think that one day I should wake up, and all that had been would be over. Forgotten, sunk, drowned. Nothing was sure, not even memory. I want that quiet rapture again. I want to feel the same powerful, nameless surge that I used to feel when I turned to my books. The breath of desire that then arose from the colored backs of the books shall fill me again, melt the heavy, dead lump of lead that lies somewhere in me, and waken again the impatience of the future, the quick joy in the world of thought. It shall bring back again the lost eagerness of my youth. I sit and wait. Bombardment, barrage, curtain fire, mines, gas, tanks, machine guns, hand grenades, words, but they hold the horror of the world. Modesty and conscientiousness receive their reward only in novels. In life they are exploited and then shoved aside. It was a melancholy secret that reality can arouse desires but never satisfy them. Never do anything complicated when something simple will serve as well. It's one of the most important secrets of living. I want to think, and at the same time that's the last thing in the world I want to do. They are more to me than life, these voices. They are more than motherliness and more than fear. They are the strongest, most comforting thing there is anywhere. They are the voices of my comrades. At school nobody ever taught us how to light a cigarette in a storm of rain, nor how a fire could be made with wet wood, nor that it is best to stick a bayonet in the belly because there it doesn't get jammed, as it does in the ribs. Our knowledge of life is limited to death. With blinded eyes I stared at the sky, this gray, endless sky of a crazy God who had made life and death for his amusement. Anything you can settle with money is cheap. Everyone saves someone at least once, just as he kills someone at least once, even though he may not know it. It's no shame to be born stupid, only to die stupid. Come, let me kiss you. Life was never so precious as today when it meant so little. No soldier outlives 1,000 chances, but every soldier believes in chance and trusts his luck. What comfort there is in the skin of someone you love. It is too dangerous for me to put these things into words. I am afraid they might then become gigantic and I be no longer able to master them. Good or real, life is life. You only realize that when you have to risk it. For a moment I had a strange intuition that just this, and in a real, profound sense, is life. And perhaps happiness, even love, with a mixture of sadness, reverence, and silent knowledge. You take it from me, we are losing the war because we can salute too well. The things men did or felt they had to do.